This is a Ford Grand C-Max, and I'm going to show you a set of mechanical hand controls. Jeff Gosling hand controls, push-pull brake accelerator, and how to use them, and a little bit about that particular product so you can see how it works. So I'm going to just come in here a little bit. So basically that lever here, this single lever, will operate both pedals, the brake and the accelerator. Normally speaking, these are fitted on automatic cars. Manual cars, it's just too much to handle really. Working with these, if you do a manual car, you've got too much going on, so always on automatics. And with this, if I pull this lever this way, that mechanically pulls the accelerator pedal down, so you can sort of see that there's a link there between the two. And the same lever, if I push it downwards, does the brake. Okay, and this little switch here in the top of the handle is an indicator switch. And most people say to me, well, I don't need an indicator switch, I can do the indicators. But when you're using hand controls, it's good to have an indicator, because you're using the brake and accelerator with this hand, you're steering predominantly with your left hand, and when you're going, say for instance, round a roundabout, your hand might be over this side of the wheel, so you can't let go to use the ordinary indicator switch over here, so you have an additional indicator switch here which you can use to operate the indicators from there. That one still works over there. So I'll just turn the car on and you can hear it all going. So gentle pressure this way using this squeeze action. So with your thumb over the wheel here and your hand on the handle here, you can gently squeeze to do the accelerator. And then for braking, just gentle pressure like this. Gentle pressure with your one finger will stop the car. If it's an emergency stop, you might need to use a bit more pressure like this to do a full stop. For steering, you've got a steering wheel ball on the wheel, and you can steer very easily using one hand like this. This one's a quick release steering ball as well. You can press that button, take that off, and so somebody else can drive ordinarily just using the ordinary steering wheel. With this, the pedals are active still, so both these pedals are still fully functional, and you can drive either with the pedals or with the hand control. So let's go for a little drive, shall we? Okay, this is just a quick drive with the hand controls of the push-pull Jeff Gosling brake accelerator system. And yeah, we'll just try it. So all we do is pull this gently, keeping your thumb over the wheel here. It gives you a nice reference point, that. So put the brakes on, put it in gear, and let's go. So we've got the knob on the wheel here to aid us for our steering, because most of our right hand is used and in operation to do the brake and accelerator, so you can't really use this hand, it's not free. So just let this push through. So the steering and the brake and accelerator are quite independent on this one. So your right hand's doing the accelerator and the brake, leaving your left hand free to do all the steering. And it's nice and easy with the steering ball on the wheel there to manoeuvre easily around. You've got some use of your left hand because you've got partial control of the wheel with your thumb of your right hand. So if you need to wave at somebody or whatever, or turn the radio on, then you can still do that with your left hand. indicator switch in the top of that handle, which you probably can't see from there, but the indicator switch makes it just a little bit easier to manage the indicating and the steering and the braking, accelerating, all using, you know, just your hands. Most people get used to these quite quickly. A few lessons maybe is a good idea. Some people like to have a familiarisation lesson with a driving instructor, and we can help you get in touch with people to see if there's anybody, a driving instructor with these controls. So turn that one. So with braking, you can use the tips of your fingers mostly for braking. That's nice, gentle. If you use the whole of your hand, it tends to be much more of a kind of heavy stop. Then it's quite hard to modulate your braking. But tips of your fingers on most cars is quite good just for a gentle stop. If you want to do an emergency stop, you can give it a bit more arm to get that strength in there and do a sharp stop. But so again, use the indicator in there, slow it down. Accelerator. One other thing about hand controls is this mechanical lever is attached to the column of the car underneath here. So, and it's also attached to the pedals, so you're not able to move the steering column. So the adjustment of the steering column has to be fixed in the one position. Normally speaking, it's better because you've got this lever under here to give you knee room for here. We normally set the column quite, or mostly in the up position, and also because of the operation of the accelerator and the brake over here, you need this working room between the dashboard and the steering wheel, so the column needs to be more in the out position than the in position. And that works quite nicely for hand controls because your feet don't really need to be on the pedals either, so you can be further away from the pedals. So that's the general setup. That'll do.